his evaluation on speaker Kang Fong Dun on her speech CC5.
CC5.
Yeah, yes. In front of the screen. Don't stop, come on.
Kang Fong Dun, this is your evaluation for your speech project number 5. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you for having the courage to come up here to present your speech number 5. Speech number 5 is beginning to show effort needed to be put into our speech, because this is also one of the speech that I started to fear coming up, giving my presentation. I like your speech because of the purpose. There is a clear purpose of the speech, which is a lesson learned in the car. And what is the lesson learned in the car? I have to go through listening to your speech from the beginning until the end. Only I finally realized that you actually want us to learn that we should always paint a warm, pleasant, and a wonderful outcome in whatever situation you have in life. For your preparation, I see you have a very satisfactory preparation, because I don't see you have any effort to memorize your speech at all. There are no nervousness when you come out on speech. On the manner, I could see that you're confident. And posture, you have the right position when you come up here to give your presentation. It's almost the center. For hand gesture, I could see that you show your hand gesture when you show your rising, and also showing cool. And then body movement is good, because there isn't too much of distraction moving around. You move in a very proper tempo and did not distract the audience too much. Eye contact was marvelous, because I could see you actually engage each and every one of the audience fairly, not only to the evaluator or having eye contact to the floor or to the ceiling. Lastly, may you allow me to give a little bit of improvement for your speech, which is the prop. When you prepare the prop, it will be better if you can have the prop readily available, so that it won't hinder your movement too much when you show the prop in your speech. And also, in your facial expression, you can add up more vocal variety to help and be more genuine, and also having more energy in your speech. Thank you very much. I give the floor back to you.
Okay, a round of applause for the evaluator. This time there's some to add. I think your speech is very well crafted. I see some triads in the speech, and the whole content was very packed and it's very engaging. If you want to give some point of improvement with the eye contact, the eye contact is too rapid. It becomes like a distraction. Maybe you might want to pause a little, section it. So, nice job. Can I have a round of applause too? Okay. So for the next one, can I invite Kent to give his evaluation on David?
Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard a speech presented by David that after he finished it, like, wow, that really changed my heart. Tomorrow, I'm not going to reduce pressure. So David managed to convince, or able to deliver his speech very well, that depression really kills all of us. Now David, I'm going to evaluate you on two sides of it. the content of his speech and the delivery of it. In terms of the content, I can give 3 R's of it: very relatable, relevant, and good reasoning. Now, depression kills mostly surrounding about the stress in our life. Now, David is able to deliver it with such relevant and relatable to all of us. Because all of us here come from a different field of it, he tried to direct and convince, trying to portray, put the audience into his book, so all of us here can follow through it. So that's relevant and relatable. Good reasoning. In his speeches, the way he delivered it, I can see that a few of the quoted source from researchers, such as the percentage, the few alphabets, denial, the 5 steps of it, and how he actually transformed it. So that's a very good reasoning it. So that is a good way of the content. Now, nextly is how David delivered it, more like using his vocal variety and his body language. I can give another 3 C's of it. He's very confident, he's very calm, and most of all of us must agree, in terms of his delivery, it's very clear to all of us. Now, David able to, in terms of how calm and how relaxed his are, David able to put his props over here and use it in a very appropriate time. So all of us can easily understand from the way that he wants to show to all of us. In terms of deep statistics or deep research of it, it's very clear to all of us, easily understand, and he just keep it short and simple. So that is very clear to all of us. Now, David, how can I upgrade you to be one of the most important psychiatrists, or in other words, what you call like a mental doctor, I can say. Few of it I can highlight to you in terms of how you can manage to convince the audience much more deeper. First of all, when you give in the body of your speech, when you give your example, such like a woman, she hurt herself, or your friend get very depressed, or your mother-in-law get injured, you can add in more deeper meaning, like how depression really hurts them or really torture them. That could add more credential to your speech. So that is a deeper meaning of the example. Secondly, in terms of CC number 7, research your topic. I'm going to be very strict on this because when you research a topic, you're not supposed to share your own personal opinion. A few times I detected that you're trying to act out already, use some of the body language and vocal variety, make it more like a storytelling already. So in this research your topic is purely mainly factual or purely mainly non-fiction. So you must be able to come up here and give your detailed research to all of us. It's not about storytelling, but a factual talk to all of us. Other David, it's a repeated speech, a lot of improvement, a lot of research you've done over here. So I at least see that you have upgraded a lot from your repeated speech. Look forward to CC number 8 and continue sustain the strength you have and continue with the journey in Toastmasters. Thank you.
David, some points I would like to add. Your speech on research your topic, when you mentioned the statistic, was very well done, because when we usually mention statistic, we go into numbers and percentage, but you did a few things. When you mentioned the 3%, you highlighted 1 million. That 1 million gives us wow, that's a lot of people. And when you do another one statistic, you mention 1 out of 8 instead of how many percent is this. So we know that 1 out of 8, how many people is it? We can really relate to that statistic, and that was very well done. If I were to give another suggestion, is that the quote at the back was very powerful. They say that depression is a war, either win or die fighting it. If that one could have been earlier, then all the stories would be much more powerful. Okay, so nice job, Can I have a round of applause for both of them? So next up, I would like to invite the evaluator for previous name, which is none other than Muhammad Ali Imran.
Before I start my evaluation, were you guys persuaded by her speech? Do you still want to buy pets? honestly, do you still want to buy pets? Okay, that's beside the question. Vivian, you started off very strong. Because I was actually, when you started, I wanted to write something, but then, it caught our attention. See? You caught everyone's attention. And it was quite funny. It's a funny sketch because you used a high-pitched voice. I want a corgi. What was the other dog? I don't remember. I want this. I want that. I want everything. Yes, that's very good. You caught our attention, and you showed throughout your speech. You were very sincere, and you showed emotion. We know that she really, really likes dogs. Everyone can feel it, right? And also another thing, for your emotions, when you would discuss it, you would really discuss it like, ew, I don't want that stray dog lah. No. You would really, I can't emphasize more. If your emotions were there, it was out there. And you had a very strong message and you used facts. But where did you get the facts?
I adopted it,
so mostly from your personal experience. Okay, good.
Yes.
That's one of the best facts out there. Oh yeah. As for room of improvements, there are not a lot that I could find just now because that speech was really good. It entertained me a lot. But for some actions that you do, for some sketches that you do, can you like use a different voice? Like for the dog, because you're speaking through the dog's POV point of view. So it's like, oh, come say me, come. So do the voice that you use for the starting, use it for that also. And before I evaluated you, I asked you. You said to emphasize on your body language. But your body language is really good today. Yeah, even I'm doing that. I'm doing it. Your body language is really good today. I actually counted how many times you did this. Only 3 times.
Oh wow.
So congrats on that. Can we have a round of applause? She was so scared that, oh, I keep doing this. I counted 3 times. Good job on that. And it's natural, so don't really worry about that. My public speaking lecturer said, oh, it's natural. Sometimes it shows nervousness. And also sometimes it's comfort. So it's most probably comfort for that. And another thing is, you went over time. Yeah, you realize that. Yeah. Even you made a joke about it. So yeah, are you taking part in the international speech?
Yes.
Okay, so don't go over time, huh?
Yep.
Good. Okay, that's actually pretty much it. Oh, and another thing. When you were showing the picture, right? Some of us are blind. Okay, sorry lah. Not to say blind, our powers are actually quite strong.
Okay, never mind.
No, it's like when you show it, right? Show it like this. So people can see. My dog damn cute, eh? No, it's really cute.
More like the boyfriend more handsome.
Sabar. Okay, but all that, your speech was very entertaining, very persuasive. I was persuaded, except not really because I have 14 cats at home. Oh. Do you want one?
I don't have a thing with cats.
Okay, besides that, all the best on your next speech, this Thursday, right? 10th speech. Soon to be competent communicator review. Back to you, General Valley.
Alright, thank you, Wali. Maybe some addition to the evaluator's note is that in this position speech you did very well. You yourself have a pet, you adopt it. That itself is a credibility to you, and you convince people that you actually did it, and you actually make 2 appeals, which is the emotional appeal and the logical appeal. These 2 are very well carried. If I were to say any points of improvement, there's 2. One is the picture selection. Like she just said, it's more like the boyfriend instead of the dog. You might want to choose a picture where the dog is more emphasized.
Oh, actually, yeah. I mean, that was the only day because the blame on the cameraman. But this was much older already. This was more like now, recently, like that.
This one should be the photo.
Yeah, you better watch it.
So you might want to mind on the picture selection. Another one is that I find there's extra content in your speech which might contribute to the time over time, which is you try to persuade us that dogs are cute and we should buy dogs. I get that feeling somehow at this time. I mean, it kind of run off the topic where you're actually talking about adopting. Okay, so you might want to look into that. So, now, nevertheless, a good persuasion speech. Can I have a round of applause to you?